Hello everybody. I thought I'd let you know that um I'm changing up my YouTube channel. I'm not going to be putting music on it. It's going to be like my inspirations, my stories from my past, experiences like what is it? Like magic, how it inspires me. Might do some magic tricks, you know. My stories about karate, all sorts of stuff like and crowd control stories and you can leave me um updates. You can leave me basically advice or questions and I can see if I can help you. Well, to get into magic, I was I was inspired by magic ever since I was a kid. Okay, this one guy, and I'm giving him a shout out, not because he asked. He's never even been on my channel, probably. He's a magician. He's also a pro wrestler. His name is Jarek120. So I'm giving him a shout out. He's the reason I got the courage to go out and perform for people yesterday and today. Now to tell you about my performance I did yesterday, we went uptown. They had this thing that they do, I guess, every year. It basically was um you go up there, you get your picture took with Santa. You can get snacks and stuff. We went to the crafts store, and the handmade crafts are in there. Clothes, stuff people make with their hands, with their bare hands. And basically, I went in there. The first time I didn't do magic. We went in there 2 times. I ran into some karate students. I ran into a karate student of mine, talked to that person. I'm not going to divulge their names because I haven't gotten the permission to. But I probably still wouldn't. Let's just say he was a student. He's a student of mine. I went in there, got some cookie and hot cider, which I spilt on my hand and it burnt like crazy. But that's not important. We go up there. We were hoping to get our picture took with Santa. I asked one person up there if they wanted me to do a magic trick for them. They said no. And this is important. If you ask somebody if they want to see a magic trick and they say no, don't push the matter because it doesn't end well. Get down, sit down. So, the first person I asked, they said no, I don't have the time. So I just put the deck of cards back in my pocket. Let's see, so I walked around. The line for Santa was like 4 hours long. And we just left. So we went back to the craft store. I went in there, was talking. There were these 2 women there that were working there. I was talking to them about handmade stuff and working in art forms, saying that karate is an art form, and so is magic. And I didn't even ask it to do a trick. It worked out so perfectly because I said, and I do some magic sometimes. And they said, well, let's see a trick. And I did a trick. Okay? I did you take their card. Let's see. Let me see if I can simulate what I'm doing. I took a deck of cards, okay? I showed them it was a regular deck of cards, which it was. Okay, this is fairly new deck, so it's hard to fan out. I told them that was a regular deck of cards, okay? Regular deck of cards. I told them pick a card. They picked a card. Basically, when they go, let's say they picked this card, okay? That card, 7 of spades. If they picked the 7 of spades, I told them to put it back into the deck. They would put it back into the deck, and I would shuffle. They would put basically back in the deck, and as I shuffled the deck, basically they were watching me. As I shuffled the deck, they watched me. And I would be like, now I've shuffled your card into the deck, right? I'd be like, I shuffled your card into the deck, right? And they'd be like, yeah. I'm like, there's no possible way it could be on the top, right? And they're like, no. So I'm like, but you'd be amazed if it was, right? I had to keep talking, because if you just do it silently, they're not going to be impressed. And I'm like, but you'd be impressed if it was on top, right? I'm like, okay. They're like, yeah, I'm going to snap my fingers, and there it is. The 7 of spades. And the card wasn't the 7 of spades. I can't remember what it was. But they enjoyed the trick and only did one. They didn't ask for me to do 2. Okay? And I was in a hurry. I had to leave. Well, I really wasn't in a hurry. There were customers behind me, and they see. Not only did I get them in on the trick to enjoy the trick, while I was doing the trick, kids came and surrounded me and wanted to see the trick because kids love magic. Yeah, kids love magic. So it was impressive seeing that and seeing the faces, especially on one of the women who got one normal hand, and then what was supposed to be her fingers are really small, and this part would be like swollen up, and I don't know what they call it. I don't know what it is, but I noticed it, and it's gotta be rough. And I respect anybody who works and overcomes their disabilities, overcomes their disadvantages, and makes something of themselves. Okay, because I have disabilities. And I had to work to overcome them in what I do, which is karate, like I said. But, yeah. That's basically my story from last night, you know. The trick and all. I was one of those fortunate people who, on my first trick, I didn't have anybody say, oh, I know how he did that. Because if they know how to do that, and they go and they try and ruin your trick, it ruins it for everybody else. And I also learned from Jack 120 to always carry things on you, just in case people want to see tricks at random. So I have rubber bands on me. Let me do something here. Okay. Right here. Okay. And pops to the other side. See, that's a good thing about rubber band magic. It's simple, impromptu, you can do it. I've yet to do it, but this has been running 9 minutes and 36 seconds. Sorry about the length. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And I'll see you next time on the story. I'm going to try and post regularly now. So, remember, keep your heads up, keep hoping, and always shoot for the stars.